What's going on, big dog? Can you hear me?
I surely do. I'm gonna take myself on video. Let me take myself on video.
Get yourself on video, big dog.
There you go. Yeah. What's up?
All right. What's up, man? How you been?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm out here on the East Coast. It's like 15 degrees.
Hey, at least it ain't snowing like out here.
Yeah, no, it was snowing the past couple of days, so you know.
Man, I need to move. Kind of
all
getting
right,
tired.
Well, yeah. Welcome to the Digitally Dreaming Off the Ground podcast. I'm joined today by my Chicago Falcons brother, the one, the only, and my special teams kickoff squad. Sound off, bro. Alex Tenard. Alex, how you doing today?
Good, man. I miss you, Ace. Man, been a while, man. I'm glad you got me on the podcast, man.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. No, so yeah, you're saying? Sorry.
No, I said I appreciate you getting me on your podcast, man. It's been a long time coming, man.
A long time coming, 100%, man. So yeah, no, definitely. So obviously, I mean, like, you know, I think I haven't virtually seen you face to face. Oh, I haven't even, yeah, we haven't, 3 years now? I think 3 years last time we actually, you know, saw each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it been actually, yeah, like 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, yeah. Well, you know, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah, man.
You already know. Oh, man. So let's go ahead and let's start from the beginning. So for those of you who don't know, Alex is my teammate from the Falcons. You know, we basically, the 2018 season, we're going to probably go through that because, you know, I definitely been recap that with somebody who was there with me from the start to the finish. And so, yeah, actually, no, one sec. Hold up. Let me grab one thing.
Go on ahead, broski.
All right. Okay, now. It don't matter if we're in New Jersey, don't matter if we're in Cali. We are out here.
Got that bling.
Yes,
bling.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
So obviously, you know, on our first game together, I think it was April 22nd. We played the Cardinals. April 19th, 22nd? I think 22nd, whatever. We played the Cardinals. Yeah, and then we lost 14-0, and then you were asking me like near the end of the game, you're like, who's on you? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think it might be 5, it might be 10. I mean, both of them were raw. I mean, honestly, and they're really good, you know, corners because they could just grab me by the shoulder pads, and then I couldn't even do nothing, you know.
Push your ass up.
I mean, yeah, and then you said. And then you say, oh, but then you're like, oh, man, like, okay, I'm trying to think of something. Like, you know, maybe you can cut around backside. Maybe you can come up. So one thing I know is that you're always that kind of student of the game. You know what I mean? Like, talk to me about kind of your early life. Was football always your number one, or kind of how did you get into football?
Oh, I was really just watching my brother a little bit. Then I got a few of my cousins that played on Hubbard High School in Chicago. So I was really intrigued by football. So, but before I even saw football really like that, really paid attention to it, I legit got attracted to football by watching the Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first time I ever saw like football period was like with Kyle Orton. Hey, you know, I think he played on the 49. Did you heard of Brandon Lloyd?
Yeah, of course, Brandon Lloyd. Yeah.
That's the first football play I saw. Like, I just remember the play too. He taught her like a streak route and caught it one-handed. I don't know what year it was, but ever since that day, I was just intrigued by it and just followed through.
Yeah, I remember he had an 80-yard touchdown against the Rams, 2014. When Kaepernick was still on the team. It was pretty remarkable because his athletic ability and everything. You know, it's pretty cool to see that. You know, so Brandon Lloyd was definitely a baller in his day. So that's cool. Obviously, like, yeah, your brother got you into it, and I met your family, obviously, you know, over in the West Side. So, you know, a shout out to the Tenards, man. We out here. Obviously, you know, with that season, that first game, you know, even though we lost, we ended up winning the next game, and then we had to go travel to the Southern Lake Blue Devils game, you know, in Wisconsin, and then that was when I actually got my first kind of experience being paired with you on kickoff. And if you remember, AJ was during return. AJ was the return man. And basically, AJ got the ball, and then he was supposed to go up the field, right? He went straight up, and then I took the man in front of him, and you already won your matchup. I had to sacrifice my body for my matchup, and then AJ was able to get 36 yards up the field, and then you obviously our offense couldn't get anything going. So the next series, the Blue Devils scored, and they kicked the ball back up to us, and then pretty much, and then obviously same situation, but essentially on the right side, you were flanked on the right side, flanking that side of kickoff, right, and I was on the left side, and then basically, if I recall correctly, AJ went on the left side, but he didn't. I was able to get my man out of bounds, but there were two other guys who were able to get to him before he could go more than 5 yards. And then I remember we were coming out the field, and I remember you saying, "I want him to run on my side. I want him to run on my side, man. Like these little dudes are short as hell."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
man. Yeah, and then I think C was also playing Caesar. Yes, Caesar. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
he was also playing kickoff, and we definitely had some good times with him too, man. So,
yes.
Kind of talk to me about what you thought about special teams, man. I remember, man, we just had great memories, great moments. The AJ, having that return, obviously, even though it cost me, kind of being ran over, to sacrifice my body for the play, our team still gained kind of positive net yardage. But kind of for you, obviously, you're a utility player, and you also had some pretty significant moments like blocks and also plays that set up our returners, whether it was AJ or someone else. So kind of talking about kind of what your experience was like, playing special teams and playing with me on special teams.
Oh, man, just to start it off, like special teams, I took it. Just like you said, being a utility player, I was going to be put in here or there. So I just said, man, maybe go ahead and find my niche in special teams. I was like, I know if I can help the team get further upfield, because we already know our offense is just poorly executed. I just knew if we get upfield, we had a chance to get a field goal or some points on the board. So I said, man, let me go ahead and try my best and do that. So I definitely love blocking. So I definitely knock motherfuckers out. I ain't gonna lie.
And the cool thing is, obviously, with semi-pro, like I've told many other guests on the show, and I've also kind of, experienced, through us, we got to go play arena games, like going to play the West Michigan Ironman, but we also got to play, against other semi-pro teams. So the definition of semi-pro is kind of fluid in the sense that we also got the opportunity to scrimmage and play against some actual professionals as well. And we also got the opportunity to kind of play, against guys who are just breaking in, all different skill sets, all different levels. And obviously, if you remember, also, our teammate Phil during the West Michigan Ironman game when he was on kickoff, and then remember he turned his man, that was, man. For me, I had been out of so before I joined the Falcons, I played a few years JUCO, and obviously played some arena ball before that. And so, and then I'd obviously went back to school. I finished my bachelor's to break the book in the industry. Then I finished my master's, and I finally got the offer and moved out to Chicago, right? And here I am, new city, don't really know too many people, right? So obviously, kind of playing some pro ball is a way for me to kind of, build my network again, and also kind of get that feeling. Kind of when I saw that arena was still a thing out in the Midwest, because obviously the weather and everything like that, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to get on this. So obviously, and you're probably one of my first, closest friends, you and Caesar, on the squad, when I first joined, the Falcons back in April that year, 3 years ago now. It's going to be 3 years this April, 4 years. Holy crap, 4 years this April.
Yeah, 4.
So, obviously, for you, kind of what was your experience like with the Falcons, throughout your tenure? Obviously, for me, it was just, even though it was only that one season, I really enjoyed it, because, for me, being able to have an impact both as a GM, but also being able to play, it was still kind of the best of both worlds. But kind of obviously, you're also involved in the operation side of things. And you're also able to kind of get that exposure with playing against other professionals and other semi-professionals. And we ended up having some success, even though, we struggled on the road because of guys having travel issues, but we had good success at home, So kind of talk to me about what your takeaways were from the 2018 season, with the Falcons.
Well, for me, it was just all about learning the game. Because I knew I was stronger than a few people, but also was weaker than a few people. So it just gave me an opportunity just to boost my IQ. That's really, it's really much to it. I knew I could I just wanted to have fun, learn it. I knew that, I definitely wanted to play some other positions, but man, I just wasn't skilled at it.
Yeah. But, it's cool though, because even if you weren't skilled at it, you still got the opportunity, depending on kind of when, how our numbers looked at the game day or kind of, heading to game day and kind of, what coach needed us. Obviously I remember when we played the Kalamazoo Titans. I mean, I got to be up back and also got to, on punt rather, to kind of block for Dan, our kicker. And I also got the opportunity, basically for kickoff return or kickoff, being able to kind of get my niche. And also in the fourth quarter, I get opportunities at wide out, depending on when, the situation called for it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, obviously, but I remember we also had the game against Chicago Fire, and then you were on defense and I was on offense, and I basically ran, and then okay, I remember I was running straight, I was on a slant, and you were right there, and then he said, okay, it's my time now, and you hit me with the shoulder.
Yo,
I'm like,
remember that.
God damn.
I don't even remember that. What?
Yeah, of course you don't. Because you're too amped up. You're too in the moment. I was like, damn, like, gee, like, we're on the same side here, but obviously, coach is making us run the scrimmage, and you want to make sure we're competing. And I actually appreciate that in hindsight because, that helps me too, because being out of the game so long, coming back into it, being kind of used on my pro, it was good for me. So kind of, would you say the same for you, obviously, from the learning side? Because we talked about you mentioned how it's a learning experience, but also kind of being able to, get that exposure and kind of be able to play out your comfort zone. Do you think that was something that you enjoyed too?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just getting experience, different sides of people, knowing their mentalities, learn who they are. Yeah, it definitely helped me out.
Definitely helped you out. Yeah, obviously, 34-81, man. And obviously outside the field, me, you, Caesar, man. Remember we went to downtown and then we hit that pizza spot and we were eating the deep dish and then after we're done, you're like, damn, someone's got to give birth.
Hey, how we got you? It's crazy enough how we got there. Tell the people how we got there.
Man, we have to. How do we even? No, actually, I don't remember. You tell me.
This man right here. How you gonna tell? You talking about? Hey, let's get this restaurant downtown. This is good. They got fish and chicken. I'm like, all right, babe, it's a restaurant. Yeah. We brought Caesar with us, walking around for like over 30, 40 fucking minutes. And we ended up at a damn J&J, JJ Fish. You did the thing about it was you said J&J. So me and Caesar was like, all right, it has to be a restaurant. But when you took us to the spot, it was just a fast food joint. I wish you just said we didn't think about it like in full. You said serve fish and chicken, J&J, like, all right.
Yeah.
Yo, like, come on, man.
Hey, man.
You got that from out west.
Out west. No, we went to the J&J's, but then we went to the pizza spot next door, right? Because we're like because you and Caesar are like, nah, we you
set this off.
We ain't finna have no Southside J&J's.
Yo, he said that too. What? That pizza joint was fire though. That deep dish was fire.
Hey man, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I still remember it. Even out here in Jersey, they don't make the deep dish like Chicago. So the weather's pretty similar, but yeah, the pizza's still like top notch. I forgot the name of the place too. I forgot where we went, but it was pretty fire. Yeah, man. Shoot, man, good times, man. And then we did a little promotional video for the Falcons, kind of advertising the team back with Hot Spot Radio in July. Man,
me and that big ass shirt.
Bro. Yeah, my big ass shirt.
Man, I can't believe it. I thinking back at it, I'm like, damn, I wore that fucking triple X. When I was an XL, I looked like a parachute on me. I just had to do what I had to do.
Yeah, you gotta do it, bro. We have to do what we have to do. But I think ultimately, kind of in summary, we had so many highlights. Like I said, the Kalamazoo Titans game. Where you and I were paired together on many kind of situations. The Southern Lakes Blue Devils. I forgot. We played against Cardinals. We played some home games. Did we play? Were you there when we traveled to go play the conference championship against the Blue Devils, or were you not there back in October?
Blue Devils? I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. If that's the issue with the minor league ball, sometimes you get a full roster, sometimes you don't. So one of those things. And then obviously, I mean, but I think in summary, hey man, we had a pretty good run, so I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So.
hey, you got the blame.
Hey man,
you got to show that off.
You got to start off Bird Gang, baby. No, I mean, for me, obviously, playing with you, I mean, we had a lot of good moments, both kickoff, offense when you were playing fullback, when you also, I think you lined up on receiver a few times. And then, against Blue Devils, against the Titans, against the Cardinals. I mean, it was just a good learning experience. I think also for me, restart my memory, kind of get back, my feet wet under me, get my legs under me, right? And it was cool. It was cool. Yeah. And then obviously when I started the Illinois Carnage, you're one of the first people to come to cross over. So I mean, and then you obviously got a lot more opportunities there, I would say, both playing wise and everything. So kind of talking about what your experience was like, instead of now, you see, obviously we're teammates and now you're playing for my team. So talk to me about what that experience was like for you.
Actually, it was pretty fun. I just did like the roster gap, just the excitement of everybody from different teams. I kind of felt like it was the Raiders type of situation.
Yeah.
In some sort of fashion, like they don't want you. Come join Death Row over here real quick. That's how I kind of took it. So I'm like, I bet. I already know my boy LA gonna be there. I'm like, all right, cool.
We out here, baby.
Man, it was fun. I like the jersey. You thought of jersey. You put some thought in that jersey.
Yeah.
For real.
26, baby. Hey, anyone watching this on YouTube, we watch on Spotify, you follow me on IG, you'll see the jersey that because you got that after practice, you're rocking it. 26 Tenard. I'm like, man, the silver.
I still got that jersey. I still need to get it.
Yeah, no, you definitely need to get that framed up, bro. I mean, because you actually had one of the better seasons out of running backs that year. So I mean, you actually made a lot of improvement from the Falcons crossing over. So it's something that you can definitely, hang your hat on. So congrats to you for that. And, it was a great season, obviously being your teammate and also having you as one of my players, for my team. So, kudos to you, and man.
Yeah, I just needed an opportunity to get some more PT. So it was a lot of running backs stable on the Falcons. So that gave me an opportunity to do something. So I definitely took advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, with football, even at the minor level, when free agency hits, it's not a matter of loyalty or anything like that. It's a business at the end of the day too. Whether or not you're getting paid to play, hey, you're trying to get your opportunity, you're trying to get your playing time, because that's your opportunity to get some film out there and be able to kind of get your name out there. You know what I mean?
Doubt about
so
that.
It's one of those, no doubt. So obviously, it was cool, for me, obviously, to kind of give you that opportunity, but also be a teammate, because when we were, I'm like, okay, I know Al Tens, Al _ Tens, 34 and I'm 26. When 81 lines up, man, we're gonna ride. So
for sure.
Kickoff squad, whatever. So cool. Now let's talk about obviously, now kind of what you're into. I mean, you're involved with kind of marketing. You're also doing. I know you're doing construction too, but also kind of what you're really involved with, kind of with your day-to-day right now.
My day-to-day, I'm doing life insurance, helping families, helping serve the community, and I've been at it for 2.5 years now, and it's definitely changed my life, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
talk to me a little bit about that. Kind of what's your business model? Kind of what do you guys offer with that?
Oh, basically, I'm independent, so basically I got access to different life insurance companies. So I got one, the AIG, National Life Group, American National, John Hancock, and basically all of them are A graded, so they just top quality. But I've been doing other things as well too.
Yeah,
I've been at it. Oh. I've very much been at, I've very much been at it. Shoot, I'm trying to learn how to be a social media manager. I had to boost my marketing skills up.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And I'm actually an artist too, so I got music on the way. I still got to do that. Got like 100 songs backed up, ready to release.
You got 100 songs ready to release. You also got kind of, like you said, social media going on. And that's cool. It's funny. I was actually talking to someone today about social media marketing. He was giving me ideas for my profile. I'm I'm good, G. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
Yeah, man. I gotta keep learning it. I definitely gotta learn it.
You definitely got to learn it. I think step by step, you know, I mean, it's an iterative process. You know, iteratively, you'll come to you. So cool. All right, so you're involved with that. Now those are your pursuits. Now we're going to talk about current sports in the professional realm. That's what you came here to do. I see you got the Bears hoodie on, so we're going to start with the Bears. So Justin Fields had a pretty subpar rookie season. Matt Nagy is now out as coach. Who's the new head coach for the Bears? Do you know?
Matt Eberflus.
Okay.
Traded a Matt for a Matt. A Nagy for Eberflus.
When we had our season 2018, the Bears made the playoffs with Mitch and Nagy. I actually attended 2 of those games. One of those games was the Patriots game, where the Patriots ended up beating the Bears and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. That was Tom Brady's last Super Bowl season with New England. So kind of what are you expecting as a Bears fan? Kind of how do you feel right now about the state of the Bears heading into this new season?
I can say I'm optimistic. I think things gonna go. I believe things will go in the right direction because you got somebody that leads with direction.
Right. But I do think that, you know, obviously there's still some holes that need to be addressed, right? The O-line needs to be addressed.
Most definitely.
You know, I think, you know, yeah. Come on, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, we gotta get rid of that center, man. The center gotta go. He gotta go. I believe he's more fitted for a backup role. I don't see him as a starter. Tim Mustafa. So yeah, he's not a starter.
I mean,
every time I watch him, push back,
game beat.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, I think that's kind of one of those things, man. When you really think about it, like, you know, in order to really kind of run an effective team, you're going to have a great teams come from great offensive lines. You know what I mean? Great quarterback success comes from great offensive lines. And so, you know, if you don't have the most, I think, critical position of the offensive line as a center, if you don't have that kind of, you know, hold up, then, hey, you know, I mean, you saw how the Niners did, you know, this year, you know, with the offensive line. I mean, we did remarkable, even though Jimmy G was struggling.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Trey Lance was stepping to the fold. It's a very similar situation to Justin Fields this year. However, the situation is a lot more favorable for Trey Lance playing for the Niners than Justin Fields, you know, playing for the Bears because of the difference in line. Offensive talent and defense. So
I'm saying, but like, it just got to be some changes. I think it don't have to be some major changes, but just a few tweaks. I don't see a rebuild, but I see a reconstruct.
Yeah.
I
think also kind of like you said, like we're like, you know, just you know, a few little pieces here and there. I see the same thing with the Niners. Not necessarily, actually, not even too many, not a few pieces. I think we're good. You know. So.
Oh no.
I mean,
man, yeah, y'all gonna be pretty solid. Depending on how Trey Lance goes into next season. Y'all be
it depends, kind of, you know, and you know, the thing about Trey Lance is that he has so much upside. You know, I mean, as a QB, it's like I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, he has great athleticism, great pocket presence, great ability to kind of thread the needle, right? And so that to me is kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, like, you know, I see this from Trey, and you know, he really kind of represents something who can, like, you know, his upside so immense that he can definitely either. I feel like it's like boom or bust potential. It's not really in between. It's either he booms and he's like, and he just takes over the league, or he busts and that's it. You know what I mean? Then we have to keep looking. So.
Yeah. He came in in the league raw still. So. Yeah, it's a huge risk. It's
a huge risk, but I do think that, you know, it's funny talking to Cowboys fans because I was on a podcast last week, the Touchdown with Doug Smith. And he was saying that, oh yeah, like, you know, it's like I want to trade on the Cowboys, and the Niners got him. He said he would have swapped. Yeah, he was willing to swap Dak for Trey. You know, because of Trey, because, you know, I mean, that's a thing, you know. So yeah, go ahead.
What? Dak for Trey? I mean, Dak, he's above average, but
yeah,
the mystery of Trey Lance is like, he can possibly ascend him. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't. All right.
I like the security blanket of Dak. Dak is a stud.
I hear it. I think Dak's a great athlete, but, you know, he hasn't really shown that he can win in the big time games, you know, in the postseason. So you know, I think it's good.
It's just the Cowboys. It's just the Cowboys.
So you tell me if he was on the Niners, then he'd be in the Super Bowl right now?
Yeah. The offense. The offense. Like, the reason why I say that is because Dak can work with that offense.
Mm.
He can actually work with it. That's like putting Deshaun like a slightly below Deshaun Watson on the Niners. Somebody that can evade, somebody that can still operate in the pocket and with the RPO options. That's the reason why I say that.
I think that's one of the things I was actually discussing that someone else the other day. Kind of the RPO option really is favorable for a more kind of like a dual threat and when Jimmy ran the RPO, it was not as good.
He run like a five flat.
Yeah,
he ain't going nowhere.
I mean, he makes me look fast. I mean, Trey. Hey man, but Trey Lance, it was cool. Like to kind of see, when they put him in the RPO and kind of those touchdowns, those end zone situations, red zone situations rather.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely offered a lot more. Athletically speaking, because of his mobility. As dual threat QB. So I'm excited to see how that's going to play out with Kyle's system. I do think 1 year of the playbook should benefit him, but Kyle's playbook is so complex. We have to see kind of how it's going to shape out. But I think he proved it. He improved so much. He won 2 games this year, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think it's interesting because it's like when you look at it, I do think there's a lot of. I think Trey can definitely bring a lot more to the table than obviously Jimmy for various reasons.
Yeah.
If you ask me about Dak versus Trey right now, right? You said like the security blanket, like you want to kind of go with the devil versus the devil you don't, right?
Yeah.
But I do think Trey will definitely have a lot of opportunities to succeed in this new offense, or not this new offense, but in this offense with the Niners heading next season.
He'll be good. Trey will be good. He got to run first team.
That's exactly the point. You got to run first team. The RPO. That's what you do.
It eliminates a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
If you top 10 in rushing, you're gonna be a pretty good team if you got a good pass in the line. So that's what I start seeing the trend.
Now let's kind of talk about the winners. I actually said my last episode I'm not gonna do any episodes between Monday and the Super Bowl because my Niners are losing, and because it was still a sore subject. But since I got you on, I got my boy on, my brother in arms, we can actually talk about Super Bowl a little bit. So kind of, what did you think about the championship games this past weekend? Kind of, what are you expecting for the Super Bowl?
Well, it's a toss-up to me because I was going for the Bills. And I was going for the Bills all the way.
The viewers and listeners don't know is that the Bills are your second team.
Yeah, I'm a true fan. I'm true. I'm not bandwagon. I was there when EJ Emanuel was there. That bad. So don't judge me. Can't judge me. Man.
So kind of talk to me though. So you were going for the Bills, and then obviously they lose. So kind of when you saw the championship games this past week, and kind of what were your thoughts?
Last week, it was a great game. It was a great game in terms of like back and forth. Like anybody could have won it. Anybody. It was legit toss up. It just a few plays gave them the Bengals the momentum.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. The Bengals, well, I do think actually, because if you look at it, this is why I think 21-3 heading into halftime, Kansas City. You look at the second half, Kansas City's held to just 3 points at Arrowhead. 3. Yeah, has that ever been done? Since Mahomes has been started, has that ever been done where he's only been held to 3 points in the second half?
I think that messed them up just basically because they probably was overthrowing it. They just stayed who they are and messed them up.
It's funny. I was actually talking to someone else about this the other day. He basically said that Reed wasn't what messed up was because like I said, they're throwing it way too much. But then Reed wasn't mixing up the run. He wasn't balancing his offense with run plays. It was really pass heavy. And but I watched the highlights. Mahomes, they were able to force OT. They were able to kind of bring it was a very good game heading into last quarter. But then obviously they turn the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
In the OT, and then basically the Bengals capitalize and they get the field goal. And Jamar Chase was and T Hilton, man. T Higgins.
Two number ones. Yeah. Like people don't take into account, like Jamar Chase is having a historic season as a rookie, but that other guy, he's a number one, playing as two. Like, how you gonna guard two number ones?
And that's exactly the point, man. I mean, when you got that much firepower at receiver, that's kind of how I look at it. Like the Rams, I mean, they do have Jaylen Ramsey. They do have a great secondary, but I'm really interested to see because, you know, I mean, honestly, on paper, the Chiefs were the better team than the Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the Bills are better. The Bills are a better team than the Bengals, too.
No
doubt.
Know, I
mean,
but I just believe, like, the offense is so good, like, it just offsets a lot. The line is still kind of bad. Like, the offense is still kind of bad. So, man, like, it just good decisions by the quarterback. Just flat out good decisions.
Honestly, no, I agree with you because if you look at Joe Burrow's stats this year, I mean, 34 touchdowns, 14 picks, 4,700 yards. He literally set every passing record this 1 year.
And
that's how they. You know, and I feel like, you know, kind of Joe Burrow, kind of this you look for certain narratives in Super Bowl teams, right? Like when I'm looking at Joe Burrow and the Bengals, like I'm looking at a narrative like this team has been underdog or like, has not been favored in every single playoff matchup. And here they are in the Super Bowl. They're also the Vegas has the line at 4 Rams. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is a perfect kind of situation, almost like 2007 when the New York Giants won the Super Bowl against the 16-0 New England Patriots. This is how I'm like, wow, this is very, very, it has the makings of kind of a very similar type of situation, you know? But I'm also cognizant of the fact that, you know, I mean, the Rams are a great team. I mean, kudos to them. They beat my Niners. I talked about them in the last episode. But I mean, and they have more stars. But I mean, so has every other team the Bengals have played. Every team the Cincinnati has played, they've always had better stars, you know. And the offensive line, you know, like to your point, I mean, Joe Burrow got sacked how many times against Tennessee? And then I had former NFL veteran Marcus Ogden here who basically said, "Oh yeah, you know, Kansas City's going to exploit that. Chris Jones, Frank Clark, they're going to take advantage of that." But if you watch the game, I mean, Cincinnati's O-line, I mean, I'm not sure how they did it, but they held up, you know. And also Joe Mixon, you know, coming out, and Joe Mixon, like you said, the offense, Joe Mixon out of the backfield prevents another element to the offense. You know what I mean? Because Joe Mixon can carve you up. He had 1,200 yards this year. And, you know, I think he was named his first Pro Bowl season this year. So, I mean, when you look at it, I do think there's a lot more, I would say Cincinnati's offense is a lot more dynamic. Even though the Rams have Odell Beckham Jr., they have the leading receiver, you know, the Triple Crown winner in Cooper Kupp. They have, you know, Cam Akers, right? And they have technically a better offensive line. You know, I mean, everyone's making about Matt versus Joe. And if it is coming down, I mean, I do think Joe Burrow is kind of that X factor, really. You know, how well he can play and like how well, because the ball gets out of his hands so quickly. You know what I mean? Because the offensive line is so patchwork, Joe Burrow is releasing it within, I think, 4 seconds, something crazy. So I do think that, you know, if he's able to maintain his momentum, then it could work out in Cincinnati's favor.
So it's really just LA defense versus the Bengals offense.
Right.
It's just the clash. But I'm actually looking at the matchup between Jaylen Ramsey and whoever he's guarding. And I'm not even saying Jamar.
Right.
Because there's going to be a lot of game planning to slow Jamar, even not even say stop Jamar, but slow him down enough for the Rams to actually score. So there's going to be a lot of game planning on that Super Bowl.
And I can see it working out in many different directions, right? But I do think that, you know, when I look at it, you know, I mean, hey, you know, I mean, Joe Burrow, man. I mean, Joe Burrow, I mean, I would say this, though. I mean, I agree with you kind of with Jaylen Ramsey and the secondary, you know, whoever they have, you know, I mean, that could be the deciding factor in the game. But when I look at it also from like we talk about the defensive line of LA versus the offensive line of Cincinnati, that might be the difference, right? If the offensive line can hold Aaron Donald and can hold, I mean, Leonard Floyd, former Bear. Yeah, Von Miller. I mean, you're talking about like two of the all-time greatest, you know, defensive players in the NFL, in NFL history, with Von Miller and Aaron Donald. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do, but if they can do it, you know, I mean, the 49ers are able to do it. But more importantly than just them containing them, I think it's just Well, no, I think it is about containing them, but like you said, I do think it's just about Joe Burrow's ability. Because if he's released the ball very quickly and if Jaylen Ramsey is able to kind of win his matchup, he's going to have to look at other options, you know. But the good thing is Jamar Chase is one receiver, but they went to Jamar a lot. throughout the game on Sunday. So we'll see what happens.
He's just that dynamic. You got to give him the ball somehow.
Absolutely, got to. So, but I mean, looking at the Rams side, obviously my Niners lost to the Rams, and I thought we could win that game personally. I thought we were gonna. I mean, we were leading 17-7 heading to the fourth quarter.
It could have gone either way. Just some better quarterback play could have pulled through.
The coolest thing I remember from that game was Troy Aikman and not the final drive when Jimmy ultimately seals the game and he turns it over, but Troy Aikman said on the drive for that drive, he basically said that because LA came back and they tied the game. Troy said he said I'm afraid that it's going to come down to Jimmy Garoppolo to win the game. And he basically said I'm afraid it's going to come down to Jimmy. Like he dropped he doesn't trust Jimmy. And, I mean, it was just like, and obviously LA's defense stepped it up in the fourth quarter, so you got to give them credit, for bottling up the receivers of the Niners. But I do think that it would have been cool to see, if Jimmy could have had that moment, because Jimmy's biggest criticism is you're getting paid all this money. You haven't had your moment. You haven't won the Super Bowl. You led us to the Super Bowl, but someone else already did that, a guy by the name of Kaepernick, 10 years ago or 9 years ago. And so, I mean, but he didn't win it. So, I mean, until you win it, we're still basically waiting for another 28 years to win a championship. So, I mean, I think it's, I think that game was a good game. And it was, like I said, opportunities for the Niners to win it, and they just weren't able to win it. But, it's funny because the Niners actually played Cincinnati this year, and they played the Rams. They beat both teams in the regular season. They obviously lost the Rams in the postseason. But, the Cincinnati Bengals almost, I mean, that game went to OT. Same with the Rams game, week 17, but the first time we blew them out, 34-10, I believe was final. 31-11, 31-10. And so basically, the game against Cincinnati is 26-23 in OT. And Cincinnati, that defense was just, and when I saw what they did against Kansas City, I mean, it really just I was like, oh my goodness. This team is just here to play. Your Bills almost gave them a run for the money too. I mean, they almost won that game, No,
that was the greatest game. In the whole playoffs.
That was phenomenal. And Josh Allen, man, I mean, what can you say about, 5 TDs, one with 30 seconds left, what
more can you do?
What more can you do? But yeah, pretty much kind of, with that said, I do think, so with the, I think kind of with what I saw from the Rams and kind of with what I saw from the Bengals and they played the Niners this year, I do think the Bengals are a little bit more of a grittier team, and that makes sense. They're a team that, and they kind of have that dog in them, or kind of like that dog mentality where it's the underdog mentality where they come in every game and it's like, okay, we're underdogs. Okay, we got to go out there and prove it. Take it. It's our moment. So, I mean, that's kind of what sets them apart, from all the teams left, or the only other team left, which is the Rams. The Rams, on the other hand, were they technically should be here. I mean, with the talent, the acquisitions they made, the OBJ, Von Miller, Matt Stafford in the offseason. I'm almost leaning toward the Bengals because of kind of what we said, kind of just I'm riding. I think they're riding so much momentum right now. I don't see them unless they just completely lay an egg and the Rams come out to play. I mean, it's hard for me to see the Bengals actually losing the game.
Yeah, I doubt that they'll just lay an egg. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, definitely gonna be close. Either way. Definitely gonna be a close game either way, yeah. Now talk about basketball, man. Your Bulls. What you guys say? DeMar DeRozan, man.
DeMar, I didn't know they're gonna be this good. I knew they're gonna be good, but I did not know they're gonna be this good.
Yeah.
I was one of the Zach DeMar complainers, but not the serious complainer it wasn't gonna work. But I was complaining.
Yeah.
For sure.
So kind of what do you
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say kind of what are you expecting? What are you expecting now? Heading into the second half of the season.
I expect them to be at least a top 4 seed. I ain't expecting to get the first seed.
Right.
So I ain't not see this coming. I did not.
Well, as a 4 seed, how do you see them faring in the playoffs? Against Milwaukee, Philly.
And also now they're because now they're the 1 seed. If they was the 4th seed or they're the 1st seed now right now.
Go ahead. Tell me both scenarios.
Oh, if it was a 4th seed, I expect lose the first round. But now that I see like the completion of this team, even though they are hurt, I actually see them. They just legit. It's just a big man away. Legit, a big man that can just switch on pick and rolls. That's all they really need. They got 2 25-point scores. They got Zoe. He's the ultimate utility man. He's the X factor. Vooch, automatic 20 and 10. And I believe it's a hopefully Pat Williams comes back after his wrist surgery. It's still a chance he might come back. Well, it's going to be a lot of noise in the playoffs.
Definitely. You can see them kind of what were you saying? You can see them finishing how?
I can see them making it. I can actually see them making it. I believe they might go against I'll say the Sixers. I think if they win against the Nets, they'll just whoop the Nets. Kyrie ain't gonna be there for half the series, so I think it'll be a close game with the 76ers.
So you think
series?
Would you say second round or conference finals or NBA finals?
I mean, the Sixers the second seed. I think they're gonna keep that. Especially as a rumor out there, they might trade Ben Simmons off for James Harden. That happens. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be. I would not be surprised if they meet up in the conference finals. I would not be surprised whatsoever. They got this. The Bulls got everything they need. Just a big man away. The 76ers got everything they need. They just need a legit extra guy to help James Harden. Not James Harden, Joel Embiid. Hey, it's gonna be crazy.
Definitely will be crazy. No, definitely will be crazy to see kind of how it all shapes out. You know, I think that I think I agree with you. I think they have matchup advantages against the Nets schematically. You know, if the Ben Simmons trade actually falls through, they've been talking about it all year and last year.
Mm-hmm.
If they actually make the move, they pull the trigger on Ben Simmons on the trade, then yeah, that will definitely work in Philadelphia's favor. I've always felt that, you know, they've always been a 2-guard away, a 1 or 2 guard away from being like, you know, like the best big man, little man team in the East.
I wouldn't even say a 2-guard. I'll just say another 20-plus score away.
Yeah, but I think the issue is when you have a power forward like Ben Simmons who plays close to the basket, and you got Joel Embiid who plays close to the basket. You know, their styles don't really complement each other, right? They're very ball dominant. They're great post players, you know. But Ben Simmons he's been criticized for his lack of shooting. He's been criticized for his lack of finesse. So he worked on it this offseason, and he came out. I thought it was okay, but ultimately I feel bad too. But it'd be cool is it'd be cool if they trade to Sacramento and the Kings end up getting Ben Simmons, like a franchise altering player for struggling teams, because that team.
He just got to change his mind. He got to change his mindset. He's like,
he got to change his mindset.
He just got criticized by the team, but you gotta push through that. You gotta push through that. That's an actual rightful complaint. You ain't being aggressive enough. Was he their team's point guard though? I know he's a point forward, but was he primarily playing PG?
He was.
Yeah, you got to set the tone. You got at least like I was looking at his stats the other day. He took out of that series last year. He took like what 4 shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
that's inexcusable. I'm not even saying if he was like a second, third option. If he's not an option, even if he was like the fourth option. You got to shoot it. You got to put some shots up, or they just going to sag off all game. This ain't going to work. I wish it could.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I mean your points are valid. I mean, I think that you got to just kind of, and that's what he was criticized for. So we'll see what happens with Ben Simmons. I'm interested to see his MVP race right now. It looks like Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. Do you think has DeRozan climbed his way into that conversation?
Yeah, no doubt. He's definitely in that convo. I don't know who he can push out the MVP convo, but I think he can get to that top 3. He could push people out. Probably, it's probably Giannis. A good chance. Even though he's a stud.
He's a fucking freak.
That man is an automatic 30 and 15 without a 3-point jump shot. This is one, man. Just imagine Ben Simmons had that. Just that mentality.
Yeah, I think that it would have been interesting to see kind of how the situation would unfold if Philadelphia had a reliable second option. I don't think it would change Joel Embiid's position in the MVP conversation, right? But I do think it would shake things up a lot more in the East, than it is right now. But we'll see. And obviously my Lakers, LeBron James, he deserves to be in that talk too. But I mean, the Lakers, they're kind of just faltering.
Yeah, LeBron should never ask for Russell. He should have took that Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield would have been a great asset. Kind of let me get your perspective kind of now with the Lakers. I mean, we pretty much mortgaged our future away for Russ. So what are you anticipating now?
Lakers, they're gonna have to either stay out the playoffs or get in that play in to get eliminated. It's either way you just gotta stay home. Either way you going to the crib.
Yeah. They got one way or the other.
That team is too old. Too old. They got to put some youth in there.
It's crazy to think on the second anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing, Lakers were 24-24 and the 8th seed in the West.
Hysterical. Hysterical. Yeah. That was meant to be. That was meant to be.
Man, yeah. It's NBA is gonna be interesting to see. I mean, I hope DeMar DeRozan. I hope he keeps playing at this high level, so we can see him elevate.
Hey, what do you think about if the Lakers trade Russell for John Wall straight up?
Ooh,
I think it will work. Way better than what Russ doing, even though they got the same high usage rate.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that, because if you look at it from the perspective of kind of the scheme and kind of what they're trying to do, Vogel gets lion's share of the blame for not being able to adjust the scheme to kind of fit Russ in. But really, I don't even think it's a matter of Vogel adjusting the scheme. I really think it's just a matter of the scheme just not working. Like, not the scheme not working. I think it's a matter of Russ not adjusting and not playing well. That's it. Russ is just not playing well.
I gotta give Russ some credit though. The last few games he has been playing better. We can't just discredit what he's trying to do. But
that's what you're right about. Kind of your point about usage rate is so key, because when they traded for Russ, AD, LeBron, Russ, 3 players who have kind of was top 10 usage rates in the NBA. Like, I mean, they need the ball in their hands. Like, the reason why Miami worked with Bosh and Wade and LeBron was because Wade and LeBron learned to play off of Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh learned to be a third option.
That's the key. I already knew once Russ got to LA, it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work because who's the guy to have an off-ball skill?
Right.
Who? LeBron never played off-ball like that. Never. He always been the point forward on every team he's played for. AD was naturally always had the ball in his hands. So he's expecting a dominant point guard in Russ that always had the ball in his hand to say, all right, I got to work on do my off-ball game. He don't have an off-ball game. When the last time you seen Russ come off a screen? Give me a pin down. Give me a pin down. Maybe hit a mid-range jump off the catch. No.
Right.
I don't expect LeBron to do it. AD, no, he's gonna be right on the block, give me the ball or mid-post.
Right.
It wasn't gonna mesh.
It was never gonna mesh. No, it was never gonna mesh.
From the jump. I already knew when I seen it.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, like you said, like kind of the way that they play and kind of how they're used in different type of schemes, kind of, like you said, what they're good at doing, you know what I mean? Like cutting across the backside, being able to find the open lane, being able to rebound, being able to, dish. Russ loves to get his numbers, but the teams don't really benefit,
Even with LeBron in Miami.
Yeah.
DWade had off-ball skills. even though it's not as quite as high as like a Rip Hamilton, he still had the ability to come off a screen, come up a pin down and hit a mid range, hit it off the wing. Chris Bosh, he had to be that third fiddle, but he had off ball skills in terms of his catch and shoot. I don't think AD want to do that. So, yeah, it's not going to work. Hopefully a trade can happen. Stamp it. It's not going to work. Stamp it.
I don't need to stamp it. I see it.
That's all you need. The visual proof, like just from jump. As soon as the trade happens, I'm like, it's not going to work. The only way I can actually see it working is LeBron. I know he's playing the center, but if he goes to the point, go back to the point, make Russ be the two. Make Russ be the two, have AD and Russ work off the pick and roll. Or make LeBron work off the pick and roll, but just somebody to control Russ' output. That's all you really need. And he need to play better defense also. His defense is kind of lackadaisical unless he's in the game. Like it's a close game, he started playing tough defense. You got to play better on the defensive end.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
100%. No, I agree. 100%. No, your points are valid. So I think John Wall might work. If you get to your original question, I think John Wall might work. You know,
John.
It's working.
Man, free John.
Free John.
Free John. He don't deserve
What team
this.
is he even on? What team is he even on? I haven't been in the Rockets. Yeah.
Because they're in a rebuild, they just kept him in the cage. Let that man free. He don't deserve this.
Yeah, John Wall and the Lakers might actually be a really good look when you consider everything we just talked about. Your points you made.
And I guarantee you, he got John Wall. He developed his off-ball skills. Mm-hmm. I guarantee it. It.
Well, shit. Let's see what happens, man. Looking interesting. Rob Pelinka pulls the trigger. You know, you heard it here first, man. I mean, John Wall might help Lakers get back to glory.
Or he might go to the Clippers and fuck y'all Lakers up even more.
The Clippers always been fucking. Man, you remember back 2 years ago when the Lakers won the championship? I left my hat on the plane, my finals hat, you know. Because I remember how much I remember the mess you were talking. You were like, the Clippers gotta come out and win this chip. They gotta win this chip. Y'all and the rest of Clippers fan were talking about they're gonna win this chip. And then when they get to the second round, they have a 3-1 lead. What happens? Chip City became what? Flip City. I mean, I'm not even sure what's coming. I mean, they was Flip City because they had 3-1 lead and they had losing 3 straight. So I mean, they basically flipped the script. That was beautiful. Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, you can't say Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers got the selection in the second seed. Man, I mean, how about now? How's the Clippers looking right now?
I mean, they made a good trade. You can't even deny that. They got Robert Covington and Norman Powell.
Yeah.
They gonna do some damage.
Yeah.
But
wasn't it amazing when the Lakers won that year and then you and everyone else saying the Clippers have to win, the Lakers gonna get destroyed? I mean, y'all just have to take that. Like you have to woosah, like take it in. Like you know?
What Skip say, the bubble championship?
The Mickey Mouse thing? Bro, I'm not trying to hear none of that. Listen. Before the pandemic hit, Lakers were the 1 seed. Listen, before the pandemic, Lakers were the 1 seed. They beat the Clippers and the Bucks back to back. They were 52-9, something crazy. Like, I mean, they were going to win either way. It had the bubble championship.
I mean, they played the Heat though. Like they wasn't even at full strength. I wish like Gordon Dragic wasn't hurt. Then I'll see them at full strength going head to head.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think Lakers would have won because that matchup was still favored. Yeah, but I agree with you. I do think.
What was the series record though? Was it?
It was 4. It was 4. I think it was 4-2. 4-2.
Okay. I think they could have won an extra game out of that.
Yeah, maybe one extra, win 4-3.
Mm-hmm. They probably still lost, but it would have been more competitive because they were killing Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy I miss Jimmy, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy went on the Bulls, man. Perfect piece.
But hey, DeMar DeRozan's filling that gap, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
definitely.
So I mean,
even
you still miss Jimmy, or are you good?
For me, hey, I could take Jimmy Butler, man. That's a dog in your team. But obviously, DeMar's better. DeMar?
Yeah.
Shoot, I love DeMar. But he ain't the better defender, though. That's one reason why I was that's one of my complaints was the defensive end with Zach and DeMar on the same team. But in terms of them working together on offense and running the team, on that side of the ball, I had no complaint. But I just complained about the defensive end. Yeah. How locked in those two will be because they're not lockdown guys.
Yeah. You remember when we played a charity basketball game and then like everyone was clowning you because you said you were about to have 25 points, 10 assists, and like 10 rebounds, something like that?
Man, I had them damn Chucks on too. I had the Chucks on. I sure thought I was going to get at least like 15 rebounds.
Something crazy, right?
Get them Bill Russell numbers.
Bill Russell.
15 points, 15 rebounds, give me like 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks.
Let me get your opinion on something, because this is just something which I think. I think Dwight Howard was snubbed of the 75th anniversary team. And
yes, definitely.
I think whoever listening to this is just my opinion. I think Damian Lillard should have been swapped out for Dwight Howard.
Dwight should be in there, so I don't have no complaint. But for Dame, but Dame, no, nah. Dame, I think Dame had too many historic moments. Even though he don't got a ring, he still got historic moments. He's obviously one of the Trailblazers' greats, so that should be put into account. But switching out Dwight, no. I can't switch out Dwight. He got too many Defensive Player of the Year awards. And he went to what 2 finals? Won the final with LA.
Yeah, NBA finals against Kobe.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, just based on resume, I mean, I'll take Dwight over Dame. So some people think Dennis Rodman, but I mean, I still think Dennis. Yeah, you rock with Dame because it was Dame over Dwight.
Yep, and free Dame too.
Free Dame too. Hey man, Dame. I mean, shoot. I mean, they were talking about him going to Philly, but then that just fell through. I'm not sure why.
Now, he got to let the loyalty thing go in the NBA. This league now. Hey, you got to get in where you fit in.
Yeah,
they ain't showing you no loyalty, especially with that trade. Especially with that Clippers trade. What are you doing? They obviously trying to kick this man out the door.
Yeah.
Free Dame.
Free Dame. You heard her first. Free Dame. Let me also read some kind of final things about the Super Bowl matchup. Cincinnati's first Super Bowl appearance was 1988. LA Rams' first Super Bowl appearance since 2018, which is when we played together. The Rams were actually, and the Bears beat the Rams that year, if you remember that.
Yeah.
The regular season. So obviously Matt Stafford, his first ever Super Bowl appearance, Joe Burrow's first ever Super Bowl appearance, Sean McVay's second appearance, Zach Taylor first ever appearance. There's a lot of firsts in this game, man. OBJ's first ever appearance. I mean, there's a lot riding on this game for a lot of these players, a lot of great narratives. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, man. What do you think about the state of the NFL right now? Yeah.
State of the NFL?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. No. Sorry. What are you gonna say? Finish your earlier thought.
No.
You said that. No, you were saying something about the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
No, I'm trying. I kind of forgot anyway. Hold on. What was I about to say? Dang, man. Go, man. We talking as we go. I remember. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say the state of the NFL after Tom Brady retired, because I had Cortez on last week. One of the guys on the Cardinals. Kind of, what do you think? One of your teammates actually running back. Kind of, what do you think right now of the state of the NFL without Tom Brady?
I miss Tom. I'm gonna miss Tom. This is like one of his best years in his career. He just gone. Like, man, he's leaving a lot of years left on the table.
Yeah.
He's leaving at least like a good 5, like a good at least 3, the most like 6. And to be honest with you, I might even say 7. Because he obviously gonna have a line to protect him. He's already a very good thrower of the football, short and mid. He leaving years on the table.
I think the Niners were locking in chance game.
Oh, and I was kind of thinking with Tom, he can obviously bring in players to come in on cheap deals.
Yeah.
So he's leaving a lot on the table.
I was gonna say one thing we're missing in the NFC Championship game was basically a guy who could push the ball down the field. I thought there were a lot of opportunities that Debo got open, Kittle got open, Ayuk got open, and Jimmy couldn't push the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something where, like you said, Tom, when I watched Tom play against the Bears that year, the 2018 year, he was able to beat the Bears. I think he had 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, but it was all through the short mid passing game. The kind of the short play action, the slants, the bubble screens.
Yep.
And he plays smart. That's what he's very highly efficient, but he has a phenomenal arm talent. He's so cerebral and he's so gifted in reading defenses. We're definitely going to miss him. Obviously the GOAT. But I think that the Niners should prioritize trying to get a quarterback if Trey does not work out, or if Trey works out, whatever, right? If Trey works out, we don't have to worry about it, right? But I do think hopefully, if Trey works out, then we should be okay. I mean, you don't move all that draft capital, for a guy who you're just going to have to sit, But I always feel like the Niners have always been that one quarterback away, franchise QB. And Tom Brady obviously was that guy when he went to Tampa Bay. Peyton was that guy when he went to Denver. Mm-hmm. Matt Stafford has gotten the Rams back to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I do think if you have a phenomenal arm talent, the rest will fall in place. So we're going to miss Tom, for sure.
Definitely. I'm still like up in odds because, man, we are not going to see a quarterback like that won like this high number of championships, Super Bowls, in a long time. Yeah. There's a chance that Patrick Mahomes can be close. Joe Burrow, I could actually see Joe Burrow going to another Super Bowl or 2, honestly. You got Josh Allen. You got my boy Lamar Jackson. Oh man, we're not gonna see that anytime soon.
No, we definitely won't. But the league's in good hands because of all those names you mentioned: Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Who am I missing? Anyone else?
I mean, you got Deshaun. But
Deshaun
is still he's still a superstar quarterback. He's still a superstar talent. Shoot. Man, that's really it. And Russell Wilson. But I don't think he ain't gonna reach that. He ain't gonna reach another Super Bowl, in my opinion. Unless he he probably have a chance to, but I don't see him winning over 2 rings. And flat out,
I agree. I agree. No, I mean I think it would be cool if he does because I had Alex Shame on the show, recent Seahawks signee, and if he's able to make the final roster, it'd be cool to see because I got to see Russell Wilson play the Bears. The Bears ate him up that year, 2018, and so that's just kind of one of those. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can. A lot of Seahawks fans are excited for Russ, this year, but I don't know. I mean, we have to see what the team brings. So a lot of holes in Seattle's, offensive defense. So. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, my brother. Let me show you this again.
So, ooh. Show the top.
Cal Eagles. This is 2012.
Why you put it upside down, though? Oh, right,
there you go. Right. You got it.
What's the other side? You got to show the haters.
Yeah. You got to show the haters. Say it.
You got to show the haters.
What? Yes, sir. Let me show you ours. Yes, sir. You know this one.
Oof. I got to get mine.
Yes, sir. You got to get yours, my boy. Yes, sir. Man, you'll get one. Sure. Okay, Alex, what are your New Year's resolutions? Anything to close out this episode?
Resolutions? Man. Stay motivated. Stay prayed up. say thank God for your friends, family, and friends. You know what I'm saying? I said friends, family, friends. Just stay motivated. Whatever you want, reach for it. Aim for the stars, shoot for the moon. But remember to have progressions. And celebrate, drink responsibly.
Celebrate and drink. Like that. It's almost like commercial. You know, they hit these 4 or 5 things, and you got to close out with celebrate and drink responsibly.
Hey,
man. No, 100%. No, I do think you have a lot in store. You know, obviously looking forward to seeing how your social media marketing management career takes off. Looking forward to seeing how your music career takes off. Looking forward to seeing live shirts, continue going, man. We had so many great memories, moments to get on the gridiron, my brother, man. It was great. You know, it was a great time, great season. You know, thank you for also being loyal, even after the Falcons and coming over and being able to kind of, be there, out off the gridiron, kind of with the relationships and more memories we had, hanging out. And, obviously, when I need you to give me a ride from the airport, you got me, to get me from Deerfield. And so, hey, bro, thank you. God bless. I appreciate you.
Yes. We definitely got to do this
anything
for fun.
We'll do it again for sure. And, one of these days, I'll come out to Chicago, or you can come out to Cali, and we'll make some magic happen.
Oh, for sure. That's love.
That's love. My brother Alex Tenard, folks, ladies and gentlemen, check him out. Al_10 Alex Tenard on Facebook. You got any other socials that you want to drop?
Hey, that's that. You already got my socials already.
That's it, baby. Hey, Alex, man, take care. God bless. Take care. Stay safe, my brother.
You too. Appreciate you.
100%, bro. All right.